The dream game project. The game project that has filled your brain with all the amazing ideas, all the thoughts and lore and gameplay mechanics that you're gonna bring to life, and you're gonna change the game industry, and it's gonna be amazing, and it's the reason you're here, and it's all you've ever wanted, and you just can't wait to bring it to life, and you, for some reason, can't move forward with it. Everybody says the same thing about their dream game dev project, the game that brought them into the game development process in the first place. Oftentimes, though, those projects keep us stuck. Today, I'm going to share my experience with my dream game just to prove how dangerous putting that much weight on one project can be. It kept me stuck for years and I didn't make any forward movement. So I want to show you how maybe you're doing this, and if you're not, maybe you can avoid the traps that I fell into. If you like content like this, make sure to like and subscribe. Let's avoid those pitfalls. Let's get into it. So I'm sure everybody with that dream game project, it is absolutely perfect in our mind. Typically based off of personal things like a passion to bring something to life or nostalgic memories you had growing up. I mentioned this in my previous video, but at the beginning of my journey, I desperately wanted to bring a game to life that was based off of the games I grew up playing as a kid. This game that I wanted to make was directly linked to those games that were massive in scale, like Zelda and Final Fantasy. I had no idea of the scope that it took to bring something like that to life. No idea. And it created just a huge trap of overplanning and endless tweaking. Because in my mind and in my memories, it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. And the fact that I couldn't bring this idea to life in all of its perfect ways left me trapped. For me, it was those perfect memories that made the game perfect. But what is it for you? What about your dream game is so alluring to you? I know a few signs for me that I can easily see looking back on it now is the constant daydreaming without any forward movement and waiting for this perfect moment where everything would unlock and I would suddenly know how to do everything that I needed to do without doing anything and actually learning anything. I was waiting for this moment, really, without even really knowing it. Obviously, thinking about it, it's like, if I don't learn anything, obviously I'm not going to move forward. You romanticize it almost, of like, oh, I'm going to have this amazing moment where everything just clicks into place, and it never happened. Another thing that I remember feeling, and actually that I still kind of fight with, is the I'm not ready mindset. I'm not ready to tackle this one gameplay aspect, or I'm not ready to release a game. I'm not ready for the countless things that it takes to bring a game to life. I'm not ready for that. All that really is an excuse. Sure, you might not be ready for something. I mean, none of us are ready for everything, but that is not an excuse to not prepare yourself for that moment. I was not willing to do the work to learn what to do, and obviously that's a problem. All of those thoughts and apprehensions and yucky stuff, those are all roadblocks created by me and just straight up are not the truth. Obviously, there is a truth to every lie of obviously not being ready, but that should not be the reason you don't learn or continue the self-betterment process. But these roadblocks kept me from finishing my dream game for almost 6 years. 6 years. 6 years of what I think of wasted time. It's not really wasted time because I learned in that time, but what I learned is titling my project Dream Game crushed me. So how did I break free of the shackles of my dream game? How did I realize that it was holding me back? It wasn't good. It wasn't a fantastic process where I just learned everything right away. It never really is. And it didn't come all at once like that revelation I talked about earlier. It was months. Years, like I mentioned, 6 years of realizing what I was doing, putting all that weight on that one project. But the change really came when I started doing jams. Jams are amazing. If you've been here for long enough on this channel, you will know my love for jams is huge because of what they do. They do so much. I'm gonna start a rant here in a second, so I'm just gonna move on. Jams are amazing and you should go do them because you learn everything about the process. That's all I'm gonna say, but go do jams. But jams forced me to look at the development process differently. Not as something to perfect, but as something to move forward with. The journey, not this end golden nugget, but the refining process of making and molding this thing into something that's playable. I did one jam and then I did 6 others. I was addicted to finishing things, which is an amazing thing to be addicted to. for the most part. But taking those actions, taking those real steps forward shifted my focus from dreaming about the end result to dreaming about the process. It shifted my focus from dreaming to doing. That changed a lot. So am I saying that you need to throw out all of these game ideas that you're super passionate about, that you probably genuinely believe in? I mean, it's probably why you started game dev in the first place. I'm not saying that at all. I haven't given up on my dream projects yet, but it's good to remember that limiting yourself often breeds innovations within your own game. Try to enjoy the process and not just the end result. Development is insanely messy. You're gonna come across bugs and imperfections all the time, but it's full of growth opportunities. There's so many things to learn from the projects we're working on, and the longer we stay in one project, not moving forward, the slower our growth is gonna become, and that is not good. We should constantly be trying to grow and learn and stretch ourselves. Embracing unexpected twists is honestly part of the fun. It's hard to say that and do that because I have vivid memories of bugs in my games that were game breaking and stressing the hang out of it. It would keep me up at night. But on the flip side of that, learning from that, and when you finally either solve the problem or learn how to move past it, that feeling is so freeing because you realize that the whole project doesn't rest on one bug. The whole project doesn't rest on one thing. There is a solution out there. That solution does look different for every project. It might mean just removing a component. It might just mean removing a component or changing something, but there is a solution. And it can be fun finding those solutions. I find it fun. Maybe I'm crazy. If you think I'm crazy, go do some game jams. Maybe you'll see what I see. That's all. That's the last thing I'm gonna say about jams. You don't have to give up on your dream project, but keep a place for new ideas. And think about the future with other projects once this one's finished, because hopefully you do finish it. I believe you can finish it if you're not stuck. Use that dream though as inspiration, not as a rigid guideline for perfection, because that's what I did. I had a serious problem with perfectionism, and like I said many times in this video, it kept me from moving forward, and that is a huge issue. Breaking the project down into manageable bite-sized pieces is a great idea, and I broke my own rule, but it's something I learned from jams. It just helps you tackle them at a much more reasonable pace, and it doesn't become as overwhelming. Celebrate those small wins. Celebrate the small steps forward, because those small steps will lead to bigger steps. 1,000 small steps is one big one step. That doesn't maybe make sense, but you get what I'm saying. The journey of 1,000 miles begins wow, I butchered that. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. Cliche, I know, but it's true. And something I always remind myself and the people I speak with is that consistency keeps creativity alive. Just one step at a time. One step at a time. So where are you at with your dream game? Are you stuck in front of a seemingly enormous mountain of things to do and you just can't see a path forward? Don't let it keep you there. Dream games should motivate and not keep you stuck. Because if it's truly a dream game, it wouldn't be doing that to you. Maybe it means putting your dream game to the side and reevaluating the project. Not leave it and never return, but refocus and put it in its place. Let us know where you're at in the comments. Maybe your journey will help someone else. I'm sure it will, because I'm making this video because I've read a comment about someone else's journey. So leave a comment below. If you want to keep talking about things like this, join our Discord server. We got a whole bunch of people, moms and dads have come from my previous video. Join our Discord, it's fantastic. Like and subscribe if you like this content. Keep growing though, keep moving forward, just keep doing. You guys got this. You got this. I'll see you next time.